Hello and welcome to the first episode of my new series. I'm calling it How Did I Black Border, where I go through and black border all the different maps that I have yet to black border. I have finished all of the beginner maps. I haven't finished all the intermediate. I just have 3 more to do. I finished the black border the rest. I have yet to start on advanced. Well, I have done some advanced, but I haven't really actually done chimps on those ones. And I haven't really done any of the kind of new, haven't done any of the new maps either. And then extra maps I have done very little. I've only black bordered Dark Castle and Infernal, the 2 easiest expert maps. Anyway, I'm going to be starting with Water Park here. I've already finished Hard Standard, ABR, and Impossible, just because those aren't really too interesting in game modes, and so I figured I'd just skip over those. So Water Park is a very interesting but kind of an awkward map, as there's a lot of water here, but I don't really think water towers are kind of king here. I think the only good water tower here could be Carrier Flagship. That's really kind of about it. But we're not actually going to be going for Carrier Flagship just because since this is kind of a single lane map, just alternates. I feel like Apache Prime would definitely be a lot better than Carrier Flagship on this map. Now in terms of strategy, I kind of sort of developed one. I just kind of take it around a little bit with Impossible and ABR. Quincy can solo round 6, and you can solo the first few rounds just with this placement right here, but he does need some help for kind of these rounds here, the odd rounds. That's where he kind of struggles here. So let's get a sniper down. This will turn into Moab kind of later on. Putting this right here just so that way you have a better angle for shrapnel. So with this series, you can kind of see my thought process behind black bordering maps, you know, what type of strategies I like to go for, and how do I kind of analyze maps and how do I break it down. Even though, you know, this map isn't really too difficult, it's just kind of awkward to play on just due to the fact that a lot of water here, but I feel like the water is a bit useless here. Anyways, let's get full metal jacket. I'm not really sure what I want to go for next, if I'm being honest. I'm thinking Spike Factory could be somewhat decent here, maybe having like a spiked balls, but saving up for that might be a tad bit difficult. But for early game, I definitely do want to go for an Alpha Buff Quincy. The only thing is saving up like $18,000, including AMD, is a bit of a tall task, especially with where Quincy is placed. I feel like this lane right here is definitely going to be a problem lane. Round 15 is next round with pink showing up, and that might prove to be a bit of a problem. Early game is definitely kind of the hardest part of chimps in my opinion, just because you have so little money and it's very slow too. Especially for like a lot of harder maps, you definitely do have to take your time when it comes to kind of playing out your early game defense. But I mean, I guess once you get past early game, it does ease up a little bit until you get to like late game. Let me put you on last with maximizing Pierce. And I think I need to use Quincy's arrows this round, his ability, which I'll do once pink show up, so I'll use it like now. All right, perfect. I'll get shrapnel, then I'll see if I can save up for like a base Spike Factory. Can we actually beat this round? 16 is looking pretty bad. Seems not. Another thing, you know, if you die, you have to restart all the way from round 1, which can be pretty annoying when it comes to later rounds, but not really much you can really do about that. I think this game kind of supported a faster speed up natively without having to use mods. I think it would be kind of a lot faster and easier to black border maps, especially because, you know, for a lot of these beginner maps, mid game is pretty easy. It's basically just preparing you for late game, and for a lot of the mid game rounds, you kind of end up not really doing too much, unlike easier maps anyways. Okay, so for round 16, I could drop down a base glue. The only thing is, I don't really know if that's going to be enough, and I feel like that might be a bit of a waste of money going for that. I mean, I could skip out on Alk altogether, as I don't really think it was doing too much, and just try to rush Spike Factory. I think that could be a better move there. How's Glue's range? Glue's range is pretty good. It could always turn into a Moab glue later on, but I don't know, just kind of a... I don't really want to get glue down this early. And even if we do get Spike Factory, this lane is still going to be pretty sketch, as there won't be a whole lot of time to build up spikes here. So this might be one of those few times where, like, you know, bottom crosspath Spike Factory is actually better here. Yeah, so I think I'll actually not go for Alk, and I'll just go for Shrapnel immediately. Because if we can knock down all the strong balloons into like blues or reds, Quincy can clean up quite easily with his limited range. I still think I need to use the ability for this round, so I'll use it now. Perfect. And let's see if we can save it for Spike Factory. If not, then I'll have to think of something else, especially for this lane here. But it seems that this is good enough. All right, perfect. I'll put Spike Factory here-ish, this will turn into Spalls. Spike Balls is pretty good mid-game, and Spike Factory can help out a bit for early game. Do I need to use Quincy's ability here? No, we're fine. So it is a bit sketchy. Let me go for bottom crosspath first, just that way. We can get that increased attack speed. Also, use that ability. Might have used it a bit too early. Hopefully we're not dead for this round. Seems that we are. I could try to go for bouncing bullets for early game, but you know, bouncing bullets is so expensive that it's not really realistically affordable with 440. I mean, it kind of is, but the way this map is set up, I don't know if bouncing bullets would really be the move here, but it would be pretty good. It's just that bouncing bullets doesn't really help out too much for late game. I feel like Spalls would definitely be a better move here. All right, we're on 21's back. We actually have Quincy's ability up this time, which should help out just a little bit. I'll use it now. Hopefully that helped out just a wee bit. And it seems that this round is just so long. I think we got it though. Snipe this yellow, there we go. All right, we got smart spikes, so let me put you on smart. Hopefully we're good for this round. Yeah, each round we're kind of like hanging on a thread here. Not looking too good. I want to see if I can actually go for Alchemist now. So I think once we get Alch buff Quincy, I think we should be fine, honestly, up until like, you know, mid 40s. Alch buff Quincy is pretty good. Just kind of affording Alchemist is the thing. 27 might be a tad bit difficult. Once the yellows come in, I think I'll use Quincy's ability. But I think we're kind of fine for now. Actually, I don't really need to use it, as we were able to build up enough spikes in time. Alright, Berserker Brew acquired now. And I think with that, honestly, I'll get Perishing Potions, and then we'll go for Heli Pilots. Not Heli Pilots, just kind of one Heli Pilot. I guess since I already got Top Path, I might as well commit to Spike Balls. It's a bit too late to transition into Permaspike at this point. I mean, I still could go for it, it would just do less damage. But I think, you know, just kind of Heli Pilot, Apache Prime, and like support options. Honestly, just feel a little bit better. Maybe have like an absolute zero or a snowstorm in the back to freeze balloons. I honestly could try to go for spike balls now, which I think I might actually end up doing. All right, nice. We got spike balls. And then now we can go for heli pilots. Not really going to be going for double discount, as I feel like it's a bit too late for it at this point. And we'd only really be discounting heli. That's really about it, which I don't really think is worth spending money on doing. All right, let me put you like here. And hopefully I left enough space for a village to go right here. There we got pursue targeting. And then round 40 should honestly be pretty easy with spike balls. And if not, we always have Quincy's arrows we can rely on. So let me see. Yeah, I did leave space for a village. Good. All right, so here comes the Moab. Just use rapid shot, and that's pretty easy. And then for crosspathing, 520 is the better crosspath here, but I am thinking that maybe bigger jets could be maybe just a little bit better in this scenario, just due to the fact that since we have it on pursuit, and as you can see, heli does have to travel quite a fair distance to actually reach the other lane here, which could kind of screw us over kind of in the later rounds. So I'm thinking maybe let me use arrows here. So I am thinking that maybe bigger jets could maybe just be a tad bit better. I guess of course this would mean that IRFR is useless, but I think it's kind of worth it to go for that, even though we do lose out on a bit of damage. All right, next things next, I'll go for tier 4 Alchemist, so that way Alchemist can buff the spike balls, so that way the attacks a bit faster as well as do more damage. Seems like we're not really too good against ceramics here, which I guess makes sense. Razor Rivers is kind of failing in that regard. Hopefully with the addition of tier 4 we should be fine. And hopefully this defense can save up enough for Apache Dartship, as it's going to be my option for beating around 63. If we don't afford Dartship by 63, I might have to go back, restart, and maybe see if I can optimize just a little bit. But I think it should be affordable. We have like 11 rounds, actually over 11 rounds, and we still got a lot of time. This round might be a bit challenging as there's a lot of ceramics here. Let me use Quincy's arrows, as I think we're going to have to tank the kind of Moabs into the spike pile. Hopefully we don't actually end up dying this round, but I do have Quincy Storm of Arrows ability. Don't really want to use it, as 55 might be a pretty challenging round. There's a lot of ceramics that round. Alright, seems like we're fine. So let's see how does this round go. We deplete the spike pile for wave 1. That's not really a good sign, as wave 3, and I think the last wave is also a lot larger. And put you on follow mouse just to make sure that we're fine. I think this is the denser wave, so I'll use Storm of Arrows here. And there should be a mob that spawns. Yep, perfect. I don't know how necessary pursuit targeting was, but just to give me peace of mind. Alright, Darkship was afforded now. And I think we can honestly just rest until we get up to Apache Prime. And once we get Prime, I'll have to go for MIB. And then we'll just have to dump the rest of the money into support. 76 here might be a bit of a problem around, so I'm just going to use this ability. Surprisingly, Darkship has not been doing as well as I would think it'd been doing. It's actually been kind of struggling just a little bit. 75 was another round where it was kind of not really doing too hot. It's not really as strong as I remember it being in BTD5. Or just kind of stronger in general, as we're definitely heavily relying on Spike Factor here. Let me use Quincy's ability here. And Quincy's leveling up pretty fast. I guess it's a power of an intermediate map. Do I need to use Darkship's ability or use Quincy's ability here? Ideally, I wouldn't really want to. It seems like we're able to beat it just barely. We're only like 8,000 away. Yeah, a little over 8,000 away to be able to affording this guy. 79 might be a problem round because there's a lot of regrows as well as PFBs. So hopefully that doesn't end up being too much of an issue. As long as we can build up adequate spikes, I think we should be fine here. So let me use Quincy's ability here, just to save as much of the spike pile as possible. I think there's fortified BFBs that come here as well, which might be a bit of a problem. Might need to use Storm of Arrows here. Please tell me we're not dead this round. As we have like a couple of VFBs that still are getting pretty far. So let me use that. And we're like very close to Prime here to use this ability. Alright, got Prime in the middle of this round. It was pretty close. We probably would have beaten it without Prime, but just to be safe, just go ahead and get it. Alright, so the next thing we're gonna get is MIB. Then we'll start and get some support. So we're gonna get a glue right here, maybe like a glue right here. And then after that, I guess we can go for maybe a absolute zero or a snowstorm just to have some support / slowdown. Or I could just hold on to the money, see how much we can save. Now I just realized there's not really a good spot where I can at DTs. I guess maybe here-ish. Yeah, so that way glue can actually see DDTs. It is getting in the way of Alk, but I think it should be fine. Let's start getting this guy up to Moab. And then after that, I might just hold on to the money, see if we need to get anything else. Could get spiked mines if I feel like it. But I don't think it should be needed. DT rounds might be a bit of an issue. If you don't know, Apache Prime isn't really too great against DDTs. Even with the MIB, it still is just kind of meh. Its DT damage is not really like too amazing. And so 95 might be a bit of an issue. If it is, we could always get a Sabo real quick to have it not be an issue. But I think with all the support, you know, MAME, glues, I think it should be fine. 93 DTs, not too bad. That's pretty good if I do say so myself. 98 is going to be another problem round. Let me get a Saba right here. May not be needed, but it's better to have it than to not. Better be safe than sorry. Let's see how 94 is. See, 94 is not too bad. ZOMGs are kind of taking a while to pop down. All right, so this is probably the hardest round here aside from 98 and maybe 99 as well. So let's see how this is going. Quincy's not gonna be too helpful because you can't actually hit DTs. So let's see if we need to use Sabo here. They're kind of pushing, so let me use it now. Let's see if that helps out a bit. Fast forward. We just kind of probably gotta pop enough of them. Quincy's attacking. Let me use his ability. His ability probably didn't do much, but Spike Pile didn't actually even get depleted fully, so that was not too bad. This guy up to Relentless. As I'm pretty sure 98 comes from here. Alright. 97 shouldn't be too bad. 2 fortified ZOMG shouldn't really be too intimidating. Especially when they're stacked on it like that. I think I might need a first strike or a spike storm in order to beat around 100. I guess I can go get it. Now I'm kind of wishing I did actually go for double discount because there's a lot of towers I'm getting that I probably don't need. But I guess better be safe than sorry. Now let me go for bottom cross by there, so that way the spikes actually land on the incorrect lane. And let's see, how is 98 so far? I'm not doing too bad. I don't really want to pop down the ZMG6 yet. Let me get this on first. Just take our time with this round. Ideally, I don't really want to use Sabo here, as I kind of want to wait until 99. 99 is another problem round. I could always get another one. So let's see, I'll use it now just to slow this down just a little bit. And we have another Sabo for 99 in case we need it. Use Quincy's arrows here. Alright, clean that up pretty nicely. 99 is definitely a for sure Sabo round. Fortified DTs are no joke. Let me get you on strong. Use it now. And then we should be able to pop these down just fine. Yep. And then last round, round 100. Let's just use this. So you do like 2000. And not too bad. I think once it gets in range of Quincy, we should do a little bit better. You always have another Sabo we can burn. This is getting pretty far. Let me use Quincy's arrows. Let me Sabo. And I might have to clean up using Storm of Arrows. Alright. Got a top path Hard Thorns Druid for beating around 100. And that was that. The first episode of How Did I Black Border? I blackboard this by using Helipilot Cheese. Definitely a tier tower, or S tier tower in my opinion, when it comes to kind of single lane maps. Or I guess I should say single lane maps like this, as it doesn't really have to, you know, kind of waste DPS kind of moving back and forth between alternating lanes. So yeah, it's pretty fun. Not really too difficult. Early game could have been a lot better planned, especially kind of late game. I don't really think these two Sabos are really needed. Maybe one. But overall, was happy with that run.